Hi and welcome back to Take It Out. This is the second part of the TPLink Tapo security camera video, and today I'm going to set up the camera, fit it, and do the final adjustments in the settings to switch it on and make it ready to go. And then we're going to have a look at some test footage from the camera itself. So here we go then. What I've done is I've taken the cover of the conduit off and I started threading the wire up. I'll thread it all the way up to the top, putting the conduit cover back on as I go, and bring it out over the top of the cover, and then run it. Not quite, just missed a bit there. Try that again. Now it's all on. I'll take the wire out now across the top of the roof or the ceiling and see how far I need to go so that the camera is in a position where it can see both doors and most of the garage. Any excess wire, of course, I'll just pull back down and hide behind, get rid of the cobwebs. I've decided that this is about the best place for the actual camera to be placed. I've got the template from the unboxing videos, and all I'm going to do is just make two little marks with the screwdriver . For the holes to be drilled. Before I drill the holes, I'm just going to check with a cable and stud detector. Now if it's a cable in there, an electrical cable, then it's going to go beep 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 and the light will flash. This may have a metal back in which case it'll be a solid red light with a constant peep. So let's see. So we got a constant peep with a solid white light. Try and put it to the, I'm not sure if you can hear that very well. That's what you'd get if you had an electrical wire, a live wire in there. So just turn this off and we'll drill the holes. So the holes are now drilled. I did that off camera because it's a bit easier to actually do the drilling with two hands. I'm not going to use the white fixings that came with the camera itself, but these grey ones, which are better for plasterboard. They've got little hooks on them that hook on the other side as you screw a screw in. So they just slip in there. I'll screw in the fixing on. And I have got an electric screwdriver which I've left in my study, so I'm just using the manual screwdriver. They're only small screws. It's an easy fit in anyway. If there had been a beam or any other fixing behind this, I would have had to got it, I think, but in this case and that was well caught. The fit-in is now secured to the ceiling and the camera is now ready to go on. So this will automatically flip the picture as well. So let's see. Full articulation, that's good. And then we take the wire from the power source and plug it in. Obvious, I know, but even so. And then I'm going to get a little bit of conduit to go across the ceiling there just to finish off the job. The camera's in place. It's just a question now of setting it up, doing the final settings, and also put that extra bit of conduit on. One other thing that I'm thinking about doing, this camera doesn't have a battery, so if the power goes out or it's unplugged, then of course it stops recording. So what I'm thinking of doing is making a little project battery backup, a 9-volt battery backup. If you'd like to see that, leave a comment. So now we just need to make the final adjustments to the settings. One thing I've already done is I have flipped the camera over. That was done by using the video rotation. Once it's actually finished connecting, I can show you. The video rotation, and then actually rebooting the camera as well. I couldn't get it to flip over, so I just rebooted the camera. It may have been stuck on something, so I did that anyway. It's all set up now then. LED light, I'm going to switch that off like that, because if anybody goes in, the last thing I want them to see in the dark is a little light flashing at them and giving them warning that there's a camera there. The micro SD card I've now put in. I've enabled loop recording and I've formatted the card. So I put it in, formatted and enabled loop recording. Detection alerts now I can switch on. Camera alarm I will leave off. And the detection settings, I'll leave it at normal for now. Recording schedule, well, that I am going to set to motion detection. Click there and go back, and then just finally we'll just go into the last little bits and pieces, the advanced settings, camera account. Now you need to set up the camera account yourself. You need to put in the camera name and a password, a strong password. Don't leave it as it is, because that is the way that people actually gain access by using default accounts. They can gain access to your cameras. So put in a camera name unique to yourself and a good strong password. Distortion correction I'm going to leave off. On this screen display and info, I'm going to leave that on. Privacy mode is off at the moment, and of course light frequency is set to automatic. So that's just about it really. Everything is set up, the time zone is set up, location, garage I put in. One last thing I do need to do is just make sure the camera is pointing in the right direction, so you can see both doors and most of the garage. So once it's finished connecting again, so okay, I found out what the problem was, and it was nothing to do with the camera or the app. Quite simply, I'd connected the app and the camera to the wrong Wi-Fi router. I have an extender and it was connected to the main router rather than the extender, so it wasn't getting a good enough signal. As you can see now, if I go to here, I can move the camera about, up and down, side to side. A quick way then of getting back to where you want it set to, you can make marks. So you just click on that and back you go to where it was set to. So it's now set up to view the doors and everything within the garage, so if anybody comes in we should be able to catch them. Everything else is set up as it was. The only thing I've changed, as I said, is I've connected it now to the correct router. It's on the extender rather than the main router, and it's in HQ. It's working perfectly. Also, I'll show you a little later, just to finish off, how you can view this on your PC using VLC Player. Now then, let's try and have a look at some test footage as well. So we come to the last part of this video then, where we show you how you can view your IP camera over the internet. There are a few ways. One of them is to use something called I Spy, which is supposed to give you better control of your camera, but I find the video quality on there is pretty poor and I couldn't actually get it to control the camera. So you can still control it from the mobile app, so there's no problem there. But if you want to watch or view your camera on the PC or tablet, you can download a little program here. It's called VLC Media Player. This works on Windows. There are other versions, I believe, for other platforms. Very easy download. It's a very well-known program, and you can use it for all sorts of media playing and video playing. But now we're going to actually view the camera itself. To do this then, what we need to do is we need to click on Media and then open a network stream, and you'll be asked for this URL. So the URL of the stream, and to get this, what you need to do is you need to type this in with a few amendments. First of all, camera name there without the quotes is the name that you gave your camera in the app, and similarly camera password without the quotes is the password you put in the app. Then you change this part here that says IP of the camera to the actual IP. You can find this by looking at your router, and then you copy all of this and place it in here. When you do that, click play and it'll connect to the camera. So I'm just going to move this off screen, and it's got a bit bigger. There we go. Let's pull it up so you can see it, and there's the camera. It's getting quite dusky outside now. It's heading towards night time, but as you can see, the photo quality is gone black and white, but it's incredibly detailed. I hope you can see the detail as much as I can here. After processing and YouTube doing its bit, it may look a bit worse, but I can tell you this is pin sharp at the moment. And as you saw in the earlier clips, you can see the quality of the camera in daylight or more light and in darkness. I hope this video has been useful for you. It's been a very easy process fitting this camera and setting everything up. Hats off to TPLink. The app does need a little bit of tweaking because a few of the settings are not quite fitting on the screen properly, but everything else was quite intuitive. I recommend the camera, and I have no connection with TP-Link whatsoever. I bought this camera myself because my motorbike is going in the garage soon, and I want to be able to make sure that I can keep an eye on it. There's a few more videos about the security I'll be adding to the garage as well coming up. But for now though, thanks for watching.